Wow, hello. Listening to that bio, I didn't even know that was me, which is very cool because I was just sitting there thinking, back when I wrestled for Lake High School, he already blew the year, so you know how old I am. But no, I would have never thought I'd be working with Hoover and Louisville collaboratively in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, yeah. So listening to that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I've gotten to do some really wonderful things the last 20 years since I moved to Los Angeles. But this is probably one of the most exciting because when I had an opportunity to direct a feature film and then it began growing and we had the opportunity to actually film it here in my hometown, that's really, probably going to, I hope, if it's successful, be one of the prouder moments of my life because it's a very, I joked the other day that, my family finally gets to see I work for a living and I just don't hang out on the beach in California all the time. So it's a big undertaking. I'm certainly up for it, but some really wonderful things have been happening to synergistically bring this to Canton. I grew up here. I was talking to the YMCA the other day because we're working on doing some programs and some fundraising for them while we're in town. And I remembered I was talking to the lady, and as a kid I benefited from the many programs at the YMCA and actually worked out at this one when I was very young. And going to Lake, actually I went to middle school at Massillon, and I went to, elementary at Massillon, middle school at Jackson, and then Lake High School. So I've been in this area for a long time. And it's just really thrilling. But one of the things that I've always wanted to do, because along the way in my own career, I've had a lot of very gracious people help me and mentor me and help me get to the point where I can write and direct and do the things I love. But it's always been a wish of mine to be able to bring something back to my community. I'm very proud of where I come from, and this film is a very it's a great film about football and family, and what better place to shoot that than Canton anyway. But I think just for me, more importantly, is to be able to come here, give something back to the community, help some of the young folks be involved, understand. I would have never thought when I was in school here, I didn't even know this is what I wanted to do, but I certainly didn't think it was a possibility. I just thought these kind of things were really far off. And once I got to California and I started working in the film business, I realized these are folks just like us. So it's important for me that when I see school programs that are encouraging kids to really learn the technical and the creative side of media and filmmaking, that's really important to me because it's something I'm personally interested in. And if I have an opportunity to introduce some kids to that line of work and show them how exciting it is and also show them how hard it is so they understand the challenge they're about to have, that's one of the more thrilling things about bringing this project here for me personally. I could talk about this stuff all day long, so I'm going to keep going, but you'll hear from me more, I'm sure, because I am really thrilled about it. I'm going to announce a couple interesting things here in a minute, but I do want to thank also, we're working very closely with Media Services Entertainment. That's our production partner here in Canton, and they've been super, super supportive already. We're having a very great time putting this together. We need to because we are working about 7 days a week, but they've been really, really wonderful. The other wonderful thing is that I wasn't quite sure, when you make a film, I wasn't quite sure what resources were going to be available here in Ohio as far as crew goes and actors. And I've been thrilled to find out that, I would say 90% of our crew we're hiring right here in Ohio. We are bringing a few actors in from Los Angeles, although looking at my list, miraculously, most of them are from the Midwest, which is very cool. But we're casting quite a few, actually quite a few of our cast will be local actors out of Cleveland, Canton. We're getting some folks, from Columbus and Cincinnati. So it really is becoming a real Ohio project. One of the funny stories I have to tell you about Ohio football, which you guys probably already know, is I thought this is going to be a piece of cake. We'll come to Ohio, we'll tell everybody we're making a movie about football. So I met with several schools, and every single school sat there and said, this sounds really great, but one question, do we lose? I was like, well, somebody's got to lose. I mean, it's a football movie. So, but that's the spirit of how important sports are, and football especially, to this community, something we hope to really capture in the film. So, a couple more things. Well, let's get right to some fun stuff. Some of the fun news we have today is to let everybody know some of the actors who've come aboard to get involved in the film. We're very lucky because it's a football movie, and we're finding that a lot of people who read this script and a lot of actors are really excited because they're sports fans, and we're shooting this right around Hall of Fame. There's a lot of great things that are kind of lining up to make this very exciting. So I'll talk about a few of them, and if I get off track, somebody stop me. Our lead actor in the film, who's playing our coach D'Antonio, who's our kind of our hero coach who's brought in to try and turn this team around, is a gentleman named Scott Patterson. Scott, you probably will know, judging from the room, he was the lead actor in a show called Gilmore Girls for a very long time. Very nice guy. He was originally born, I believe, in Philadelphia. And then some of the younger folks will know him from the Saw movies, which I haven't seen many of. He was Agent Strom in Saw. But one of the really interesting things I found when I talked to Scott Patterson on the phone about coming to Ohio is he goes, "I love Ohio. I spent a lot of time in Ohio." And I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Well, before I was an actor, I was a professional pitcher, and I played for the Columbus Clippers in 1986. So he spent a lot of time playing baseball in Columbus and is very thrilled to be coming back to Ohio to join us for the film. The second actor I'd like to talk about is a gentleman named William Mapother. And William Mapother has been in a lot of things. If you spend a little time looking him up, he'll become very familiar to you very quickly. Most recently, he was probably most known for playing Ethan Rom on the series Lost. And he also was in the Mission Impossible 2 movies. He's been in quite a few films. He's going to be playing our inventor. I'm kind of throwing some names out, but we haven't, the actors in the actual film, the names of the characters, we're in the process of still clearing, so those may change a little bit. But he will play our inventor in the film. Thirdly, playing in the film is an actor named D.W. Moffat. D.W. Moffat is probably most recently known for his role on Friday Night Lights, and he also is on a show on TV called Happily Divorced, and I think an ABC show right now called Switched at Birth. D.W. Moffat's another great actor, and I believe when you take a look at his resume, you'll recognize him from lots of things. He's also very excited. He's from Chicago. I think William Mapother, he was another one that was from the Midwest somewhere, and I thought that was very interesting that this is Louisville, Kentucky. A couple more that I'm very excited about is there's some younger actors in the film playing our football quarterbacks and our cheerleaders. Our kind of hero quarterback is a gentleman named Logan Huffman, and Logan Huffman spent a few years on the TV show V, which was a sci-fi remake called V. Really great-looking young guy, so I think all the young girls will be very happy to see him walking around town. His the cheerleader that both quarterbacks are kind of fighting over, I know that's an original idea, but we came up with it, is a young lady named Maddie Hasson, who's a very up-and-coming actress who just came off the TV show The Finder that was on Fox, and has been very excited about this project as well. And then our third actor that I can announce today is a gentleman who's playing our other quarterback named Charles Carver, although I call him Charlie. And Charlie Carver just finished his 4th year on Desperate Housewives and is coming off the TV show to do his first film since then. So he'll be coming to town to join us too. There's a couple other ladies in the film, our leading ladies, that we are just still negotiating their contracts, so I can't officially announce them today. So, but I will be getting back to you on all of those very shortly. What else do I have? I think that's looking pretty good, but I will add more, I'm sure, as this thing develops, and want to thank everybody for coming again, and thanks for having me back home, and let's make this a very fun summer for Canton, Ohio.